Opening this activity for the first time in Blackboard, I immediately thought of making this artwork through painting. The idea would still be roughly the same, but instead of doing it in Canva, I would be painting it in an actual canvas. What an irony. Hi, my name is Kate, and I created this mixed media digital poster entitled Hulagway sa Duyog, or the depiction of music. A main feature of this poster is the kulintang, and my creative process surrounds that instrument. It was really hard finding inspiration on where to start, and I even almost completely scratched this idea and submitted something different. But I started making this by drawing the kulintang in Ibis paint. I used the tools there to make patterns rather than drawing it by hand because I wanted to be efficient with my time. It was kinda easy and I did it in roughly an hour, I think, and I didn't dwell on it too much since the only thing I rendered really was the protruding part of the kulintang. After that, I looked for photos on Pinterest wherein someone is playing the instrument, and I came across a photo of this lady playing one. I immediately layered everything I wanted to incorporate in Canva, and there, my artwork was completed. I'm inspired by the Kulintang ensemble because its gongs plays different tones but still sound good together. I also added touches of Mindanao textile patterns. For the background, I added a big yellow circle to symbolize the sun, incorporated sun rays, more textile yellow dotted patterns, a bunch of random elements for texture, and the musical staff wrapping around the piece. One thing I really liked about making this artwork was figuring out how to visually represent music. Music is something that we hear, not something we see. So I had to think of ways to make it visible through different elements. That's why I added the musical staff wrapping around the piece. Personally, I think it wraps the artwork all together nicely. Another thing I considered while making this was how to incorporate Mindanaoan culture without overcrowding the artwork. There are so many traditions, patterns, and symbols that I could have included, but I wanted to keep the composition balanced. Because of that, I focused on details that could subtly reference Mindanao, such as the subtle textile patterns. I wanted the cultural influences to be noticeable, but not so overwhelming that they take attention away from the main subject. The Kulentang ensemble is a clear symbol for diversity, and I hope that through this artwork, we are reminded that there is strength in our differences. And just like the music that the Kulintang ensemble brings about, culture and life becomes richer when we create harmony in diversity. And that's Hulagway sa Duyog.
We both like apple cider.